I am the one and only Eagle Double T. In this video, I'm going to be comparing the DualShock 4 to the Xbox 360 controller. So, let's begin. I'm going to start off by telling all of you the advantages of the DualShock 4. It is rechargeable, which is a really nice feature, because, you don't have to deal with batteries. You can just plug it into the USB port of your console or your wall outlet or whatever, and charge it. The 360 controller uses batteries, but you can get rechargeable battery packs. But, you do have to get out of your way, pay money for them, and it's nice just, being able to recharge them, just right there in your controller. It uses micro USB, which is really nice. A lot of people, most people, have that, really easy to come by, cheap. It has the touchpad, which is really, really nice, even though, literally no games ever use it whatsoever, ever, in history. It also has a speaker, which is nice. It also feels a bit built better, just a little bit. Both do feel very solid, but I think the DualShock 4 is built better. Now I'm going to tell all of you the advantages of the Xbox 360 controller. When it comes to the batteries or rechargeable battery pack, either way, it has way more battery life than the DualShock 4. The DualShock 4 does have very limited battery life. The 360 controller, it honestly, I think it's more comfortable. I think it fits in bigger hands better. It has way better triggers, because, those triggers are, terrible. Much better triggers. Joysticks are better. I think that the 360 controller is better for, Call of Duty, honestly. I think the texture is better because it's textured throughout the whole controller, while the DualShock 4 is not, just on the bottom and a little bit on top right there on the tip. So, the 360 controller and the DualShock 4 do have a pretty good bit going for them. Now let's talk about, the buttons. When it comes to the gamepad, the 360 controller, it's pretty terrible. It is not very good at all. I mean, it does work, but it's terrible. It's really terrible. It doesn't even work right half the time. Much better gamepad. It's much better than the DualShock 3, 360. The gamepad is fairly good. The buttons, really, you could go either way. Both are, colorful. The 360 controller, it's more rounded, a little bit smaller. It's really nice. On the DualShock 4, it's a lot flatter. Doesn't really push in as much. So, both buttons are okay. Joysticks, I'm going to go with the 360. I honestly think its joysticks are far better. Perfect radius. Your fingers, really just go into them. Your fingers aren't sliding off. Even when your fingers are greasy. On the DualShock 4, one problem I realized was that the radius is a little tight, and your fingers do not stay on very well if they are greasy at all. The triggers are really not that good at all. Neither are the bumpers, and just flat out just not that good. On the 360, they are really, really good. I mean, perfect for Call of Duty, pretty much every way. The DualShock 4, big improvement over the DualShock 3 when it comes to comfort. It's a lot more comfortable, although my hands do start to cramp faster than they would with the 360, because my hands never cramped with the 360 controller. The button layout, I think, is a lot better on the 360. They both take fairly different shapes. I'd say the 360 controller shape is significantly better. The home button on the 360 controller, I think, is really cool. How it's the Xbox logo and it lights up and tells you what player you are. I think that's really nice. And on the DualShock 4, nothing is really special about it when it comes to the home button. It's really not that good. Really, both controllers are good, but in the end, I would go with the 360 controller, especially if you play Call of Duty, first-person shooters, that sort of thing. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like on the video. comment which controller you think is better, and subscribe for more video game related content. I am the one and only Eagle Double T, signing off. Goodbye.